Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, how we doing? Zach here for Friday Night Flies and sunny Tsawwassen at Bass Pro. So today, I've got another chironomid pattern for you. Go figure. The guy that doesn't really like chironomids is tying them up like crazy. They work, I know. That's why I'm doing it. So this is one I've been came up with the other day, just kind of messing around with it. It's more of a deep water pattern. So it utilizes the color blue, which is the last color of the color spectrum to disappear underwater. So you can fish these guys really, really deep. So looking at the forecast, before I dropped my phone in the lake yesterday, when Jordan and I were out fishing, it was looking like it was going to heat up again. So right now the water is still quite low, but thinking ahead with all these warmer temperatures that we're going to start seeing, it's going to start driving the fish deeper. So having something like this could definitely be the ticket for you. So it's a pretty simple little pattern. It's more the buzzer style that's over in England. So not utilizing a bead. It's got the double gills that splay out the side. It's just a thread head. So it might take a little longer to get down deep, but if you're fishing 30, 40 feet and you're hitting hatches way down there, you're probably using a sink line anyway, so it's going to get down there pretty quick. So let's head on down and check this one out. Alright guys, so there it is, my deep water Bruised chironomid in black and blue with the nice rosy cheeks. Like I said, buzzer style, no bead. It's got the big thread head and the double gills there, which is kind of cool. So I got a feeling this one's going to do pretty well in deep water this summer. Like I said, it's blue's the last color of the color spectrum that disappears, so definitely a good one to start utilizing. I don't think it's used enough in fly fishing and stuff like that. So let's start with our hook, jamming it in the jaws of the mongoose. So we've got a Mustad C53S, size 12. You can do this in a multitude of colors. I'm going with this hook instead of the normal curved ones because basically there's two types of chironomids. There's the ones that are inching their way up in the curved style of hooks, and then there's the ones that are staging and filling up with gases. So that's going to be the ones that are a lot more elongated, and they just kind of hover. So as you can see with that little flashback, kind of imitates that buildup of gases, which is kind of cool. So for thread, I just got some 70 Danville in black. You don't want to go too thick with these patterns. Try not to smash the camera as it's quite close. I'm just going to cover just until that starts to bend down there. And I'm going to take my thread back up. Kind of help with that body taper a little bit. And I've got some small black UTC ultra wire for my rib. You don't have to use a rib. I find it adds a little bit to it. Creates those segmentations that the chironomids have. And I'm tying this on the near side, so my side of the hook. I'm just going to chop that in the material clip. Take my thread back up nice and quick. Now we're going to add in that body material, which, like I said, is blue Flashaboo, number 6963. It's a holographic finish. It's got a nice shimmer to it. I've already got a couple pieces here from another fly. So what I find with Flashaboo, I got 3 strands. That's what I've taken. And if you just lick them, they kind of hold together nice and tight. Then you can kind of trim them to line up all those points. Now to help with bulk on this fly, I'm going to tie this on top of the hook shank. I'm going to wind that back as we go. And all the way down. And I'm going to wind my thread up just to about the flat point there. And I'm just going to wind this forward. Now the reason I leave the thread there, well, you'll see in a second. Sometimes when you wrap Flashaboo, they split apart, and then they kind of don't overlap as much. So by keeping my thread there, you'll see now they started to split a little bit on me. So it holds all the pieces of Flashaboo together. So I'm just going to keep winding here. Up to about there, a couple eye lengths back. That's where our head's going to be anyway. A couple wraps, a couple in front. Trim that away. Now I'm going to wind my rib So just like in last week's video, or a couple weeks ago, I like to do 2 wraps at the base, and we wrap forward. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to take 2 full wraps. Just going to wind that there. A couple wraps behind, a couple in front. And save my scissors, just helicopter that guy off. Cool. A little straggler there, something. There we go. Perfect. So now I'm going to start to build up the taper of that head. So buzzers have a nice big head, but not bulky, it's just long. So I'm just going to even that out a bit there. And for the cheeks on this guy, I've got some Midge Stretch Floss. This is one of the Superfly Stillwater Solutions one. So Midge Stretch Floss, that's the stuff there in red. I've also used Spanflex in orange, same idea. Stretchy floss, there's all sorts of different names for this stuff. So this I'm just going to double over my thread. I'm going to pull it nice and tight. I'm going to hold it underneath the hook shank. I'm going to pull that nice and tight to help reduce bulk. I'm going to wrap it backwards. So there we go. Nice big head. Now if I rotate it and show you there, got a little bit of red showing up. That's something that right now I'm going to start to cover up. So I'm just going to hold that out of the way. Cover that up so it's all nice and black. We got a few more things to tie in here, so won't be too stressed if there's a little bit of red poking out. So now for the shell back, I've got some pearl tinsel and large. I thought I had medium. Medium would be a little bit better for this, I think. But the large will do. I'm just going to tie that in directly on top. And just do some open spiral turns back. Take that back forward. Now we're going to tie in our gill. So I'm about maybe a hook eye back there. And I've got some midge gill, again from Superfly. This is from the Stillwater Solutions line. This is one of the ones that Superfly actually kept. So look for this in your store. I'm trying to get some brought in here as well. And basically it comes in 3 strands. I used this stuff on my last couple of videos with chironomids. And I've isolated 1 strand here. So I want 2 gills coming out either side of the hook. So I'm going to tie it in on top just with 2 wraps. Then I'm going to push one side out and pull one side towards me. I'm going to cross wrap back the other way. So as you can see, now I've got sticking out both sides. So what we can do now, I like to just wrap this forward just a little bit, just so it stays out of the way. And now I'm going to tie in those cheeks. So I'm going to do your side first. I'm just going to pull it up, and as you can see, it stretches quite a bit. And I'm just going to stretch it till I get the desired length that I want. And I'm pulling it up on an angle. Cinch that in nice and snug. 2 wraps, and then I'm going to do my side. Just see how that's sitting. But I want it to be kind of uniform. Fish can't see both sides at once, luckily. So there we go. So there's 2. Now, little tip here. Just going to trim that down a little bit. I'm going to do a whip finish. So I'm not finishing the fly, but I'm just doing this just so that when I cut it, it doesn't spring out from underneath that thread. So there we go. And what I can do now is I can take this strand here, I'm going to tilt it that way. So I'm going to pull it and stretch it. I'm going to trim that away. And the thing with this stretchy floss is that when you pull it and cut it, it shrinks back in. So doing that whip finish helps prevent it from going back inside the thread. So one more time, I'm going to pull it, I'm going to cut it, and that's nice and flush. So now I'm going to push these gills out. I'm going to pull that shell back right up on top. And this I'm going to pull up right in front of that hook eye. A couple turns there. So there you go, right on top. I'm going to pull this back. A couple turns there just to secure it in place. Now I'm going to finish off with a whip finish in the front here. I grab everything, pull it all back. 3. seat that knot, do a couple more here. Pull that down, there we go. Just touch that thread to these razor sharp Dr. Slicks. Now I'm going to trim away that wing case, nice and tight. And now for my gills. So the gills, cut them kind of like that. So that's maybe a little long, just kind of, as you can see there, just a little bit long. So I'm just going to trim them up just a little bit. Kind of shape them too, which is kind of cool. Whatever you like. Everybody's got different preferences on this stuff. There we go. Just going to kind of stroke this forward a little bit. So there's my gills there. And that's the tying portion done. So now we're going to throw some UV resin on there. So I got Solar Res Flex formula. You can use whatever you want. This is kind of like the like a thin viscosity, easy to work with. We're just going to get a chunk here. Little air pockets in these bottles. Bottles kind of make it tough to squeeze out sometimes. There we go. Squeeze a little dollop there. And I'm going to take my bodkin here. I'm going to take a little bit of that. I'm going to put it on top of that wing case. Just a little bit. Don't need much. I'm going to put some over top of those thread wraps. Actually a little bit underneath as well, just to kind of fill in the gaps, cover up all that thread, a little bit on all the thread wraps. Like I said, cover up those nice rosy cheeks. And Jordan and I were out fishing yesterday, one of the lakes up in Pemberton, and saw a lot of chironomids that looked like this on that lake. Brad knows which one it is because he helped us get there. We couldn't find it, which is kind of fun. And then to top the day off, I dropped my phone in the lake when we were getting out of our fish cats, which was not so fun. But anyway, hopefully I can recover some footage because Scotty Holmes came out, which is kind of fun to fish with him. He was kind of giving us some of his secret flies for that lake, which we had a few hits on, but the fish were tricky. They were super finicky. We were catching them on bonefish flies and coho flies and all sorts of crazy stuff. So hopefully my phone's all right. We can get some of that footage. So I got a little bit on my gills there. Just going to kind of try to get it out of there. There we go. So now that we got it looking how I want, we're going to zap it with our light. Man, if you're looking for a good UV light, this Solar Res one is bright. It's probably one of the brightest ones I've ever seen. Takes a specialty battery. I think it's a CR123 or something like that. They're not cheap, but the way this thing works and cures, it's definitely worth it. So that's the light there. Hopefully you guys can see that there. I think the button even glows in the dark, which is kind of cool. So yeah, so there we have it. That's our Bruised deep water chironomid. So what do you guys think? I think it's pretty killer. All right, let's head on up and sign out of here. Alright guys, there you have it, the Bruised Chironomid. Bruised Chironomid buzzer thing, whatever. Pretty cool pattern, easy to tie. Definitely an interesting style, that's for sure, and one I suggest you do in a multitude of colors. I've done them up in a few others as well, chromey styles and stuff like that. They look pretty neat, so maybe if I get off this Chironomid kick, I'll do another one for you next week. We'll see, no promises. Anyway, so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Tie a bunch up, fish them up, let us know how they do. As always, hit us up on Facebook with any of your questions or shoot us an email. We'd love to see what you guys are tying too, so post them, mail them, send us some. That'd be kind of cool. We love all the stuff that you guys do, and we all appreciate you guys sticking around with us and checking us out. And I know right now is kind of a busy time for all of us, and the videos aren't as frequent, but we'll definitely we've got some things in place where we may throw some just random videos, not live. Just throughout the week and stuff like that. So if you've got any requests, please hit us up. We're always more than happy to tie some stuff up for you. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good weekend. Happy fishing, and see you next time.